Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I am focusing 100% on the rental market. Yes, the rental market. All my videos are going to be about the rental market. Why? Because the rental market is crucial. It's a crucial part of the housing market. Why? Because people that are renting right now, one day they want to buy a house, right? They could be young people. And you know, with the way prices are right now, the young people are being priced out. They cannot afford these high prices, especially with mortgage rates going up. Although mortgage rates did soften a little bit, but in general, they're still super high. Prices are super high. And you know, millennials and young people are pissed off. Okay, so check this out. Why is it important for these guys to, this young group of people to be able to afford a house? Because basically that is the American dream, right? That is the American dream. And the problem where they are right now is because they're in an age right now, right? Where their parents are still, they're older, but they're not like, they're not passing away. They're not in their 80s and 90s where they could, if they pass, they could give them some inheritance, which then you could use that money for a down payment. They're still in a situation where they don't have that. So they literally have to save all the money, basically on their own for the most part, right? I know some families help out and whatnot, but in general, you're not gonna, if your parents pass and you sell the house, you will split the profits with your siblings, and most likely the house is paid off and you use that money as a down payment, right? How much do you need for a down payment if you're looking to buy a house? You know what rule of thumb is? You're gonna need anywhere from like $80,000 to $120,000 with looking at the prices of homes right now across the United States. So you wanna put at least 20% down. It is very important you put 20% down. Why? Because you will avoid having to pay PMI insurance. What is PMI insurance? PMI insurance is an extra insurance that banks require you to have if you're putting less than 20% down. Basically, it is protection from the bank, because if you fall back on your mortgage, the bank could go after the PMI insurance to get some of that money, that missing mortgage payments, right? So it's an extra insurance. It's an extra insurance for the bank. And basically it really sucks because as a home buyer, if you're putting less than 20% down, which you're probably already strapped, now you're looking at a situation where, you gotta pay more money for extra insurance. And it could be, $100 to $300. I mean, it's not cheap, right? So, when you add that to your monthly bills, I mean, that's basically a car payment. Now, it's very important in general. That's why I'm saying it. Try to save at least 20%. Another thing that is equally crucially important is you need a W-2 job if you want to get the best rates, right? Why a W-2 job? Because the bank feels more secure lending someone who works for, say you work for Google or something, right? Like they know that Google's not gonna go out of business, and if you've been working there for at least 2 years, they know that you're not gonna get fired anytime soon. And that's what banks wanna see, and that's how you start building that trust, right, with the bank. The more they could trust you, the better rate they're gonna give you. Now, if you're a private contractor, it's great, right? There's a lot of benefits of working for yourself, but one of the down risks is the banks don't like it as much, because they know that your business can go up and down and it's not as secure for them to lend you that money. So what happens? They ping you with a higher interest rate. So that really sucks, right? So you're gonna get the best deal definitely if you have 20% down and you have W-2 jobs. That is where you're gonna see like the sweet spot on buying a house. But here's the problem. Let's jump into this article. Now this is coming from the New York Post, and it is I will have the link to this article down in the description below. So let's start. Check this out. How deadbeat landlords are fueling housing crisis by evading taxes. Now this kind of pisses me off in some ways, because right now, as you know, the rent is through the roof. And what is the problem with that is that it's making it even harder for young people to be able to save that 20% to buy a house. And that is a huge problem, right? And I've always felt like these landlords, people that bought a house a long time ago, they could afford to like not raise the rent as much as they have been in the past year. I think it's criminal almost. Not criminal like I'm not saying it's criminal, really criminal, but it feels like just like low morals to be able to stick it to people, to, charging them super high rents, knowing that people's salaries, especially people that rent, their salaries have not gone up, that much. So it's just kind of like low life stuff. But here, let's read. Deadbeat landlords are fueling the national housing crisis by refusing to pay property taxes, instead allowing low and middle income homes to go into foreclosure, thus removing the houses from the market and dimming supply, according to experts. Ownership laws in the US enable landlords to shield their identities behind limited liability companies and let them avoid legal consequences for allowing the property to fall into despair. Landlords take advantage of the LLCs by simply declining to pay property taxes and giving back their property to the city, which decreases the supply in that area where there is high demand. Research has, so by basically letting the company, the house just go under, they can't rent it out anymore, right? But here's the problem, is that since coronavirus, it's been very hard to rent, right? Because they made laws that you can't kick people out if they're renting from you. So there's a lot of people taking advantage of that and not paying their mortgage. Not paying the rent and saying, hey, by law, you can't kick me out, and really sticking it to some of these landlords, which they probably still owe money on the mortgage. So it really sucks. It's all over the place. It's crazy. So check this out. Here's a quote. One of the landlords I spent time with in Milwaukee, I asked her, what happened to this house that I spent a lot of time with? Wait, hold on. What happened to this house that I spent a lot of time with? And she said, I just gave it back to the city. And what she meant was she stopped paying taxes on it and let it go into tax foreclosure. The tax foreclosure should not be a part of business strategy, but for some landlords who use the LLC, it is. In February, professional investors made 28.1% of a single family purchase, a record high, according to the real estate market data. Okay, so in February, professional investors made 28% of all single family purchases. Why did they do this? The reason they did this, guys, is because professional investors are trying to hedge against inflation. I believe that buying properties is a great hedge against inflation. So they took advantage of record low interest rates, and some of these companies are able to really get that, low interest and borrow a lot of money. And they ended up buying a lot of single family houses. A lot of companies like Zillow and things like that, companies like that started buying houses. So it made the price shoot up even faster. We cannot, people in our community cannot compete with professional investors at the end of the day, right? Because professional investors are looking at charts and they don't care. Where to you and me, the community, it's an emotional decision, and it should be left for us, right? I really kind of bothers me a little bit that investors could just come in and buy all of our houses, because then they're gonna turn us into renters, and that's not good. So in general, guys, here, let me read this last quote. I represent the richest people in the world and some of the most famous people in the world, and they will not buy property unless it's in the name of an LLC, sometimes more than one LLC, and they can do that in order to keep that anonymity so people don't know who's buying the property. See, I just, guys, I'm not 100. I don't like this. I know some people might like it, but I don't like it. I think that homes, single family homes, belong to families. They're called single family homes, right? They're not called investors. No, it's called single family homes. And they should be reserved for the families because, these people, a corporation can raise a lot of money, go out and buy a whole community and then turn everybody into a renter, and now those people are screwed, right? Those people, are basically being priced out of the market because they go ahead and raise the prices of the rent, and they raise the prices of the houses. Here is, when you look, here's the rental chart. I have this. I'm gonna have this linked out in the description below. This basically tells you how much rent has grown in certain areas of the United States, and it's insane. It is completely insane. Look at this. Miami, since 2020, has gone up 35%, right? It's insane. This is, look, a two bedroom in Miami is $2,184. And the problem is, fine. Okay, if you want to charge that, fine. But here's the big but, okay? That's the median. So that's not the nicest two bedroom out there. It's just the average two bedroom out there. But the problem is that two bedrooms now, you know, you're looking at, you're looking at salary, like the salaries in Miami are not that high, right? And you're asking for a huge rent every month, and it's gonna hurt. Look at Clearwater, Florida. Clearwater, Florida is a small little city, and they've gone up, their rent has gone up 44%. So, I mean, you're not gonna tell me that like there's a lot of jobs in St. Petersburg, 44%. What about right here, Naples? Give me a break. They went up 50%. That's ridiculous, right? Like, the average two bedroom is $2,200. You tell me, tell me what kind of jobs there are in Naples. Very few good jobs, that's for sure. So again, that is the problem that I'm seeing. Now, I just wanna finish this video, but before I finish, I wanna say huge thank you. Look at this. You guys are killing it. You guys are watching my videos. You guys are commenting on my videos. You guys are liking my videos. And it's amazing. You guys have no idea how you guys are making me feel. I love it so much. I want to say thank you. Thank you from really the bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting me. This is awesome. So awesome. If you guys like my videos, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like and leave a comment. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.